Bienvenidos al podcast que nadie estaba esperando y que nadie pidió. Fackin Chet, con el compa Josecito.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Después de más de un mes, lo acabamos de saber, porque el último fue el antes de Christmas. Pasó Christmas,
Yeah.
Año Nuevo, y luego la hueva de no querer grabar.
It's because it was tough, dude. It's holidays, we spend money, New Year's spend money, and then trying to regroup. We had to work. So no podcast.
No podcast. Tenemos ganas de grabar.
Unless y'all follow us, give us more subscribers, then we can.
Ya, si tuviéramos en people que hubieran estado diciendo, hey, ¿dónde está el pinche? Bueno, el clip de TikTok pegó.
Yeah,
Pedimos 100 likes y pegó 200,
Pegó.
como lo habíamos dicho. Y también ya estamos en ese pedo de hablar con Big Flake. Ya estamos firmando contratos,
Yeah.
los términos de que, hey, tienen que tener aquí cosas y la madre, ya estamos hablando de eso.
Yeah. Speaking to his manager, working it out.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can make it happen. We're gonna have to make it happen because y'all made it happen. Gave us the 200 likes.
Nos dieron
We'll
más de
make
lo
it
que
happen.
esperábamos.
Yeah.
La verdad fue un chingo de apoyo.
Yeah.
Porque dices, hey, me están 200 likes, junta a las 200 personas aquí.
Nah, it's tough.
Y llegó a 3,500 views, so es un chingo para
Yeah.
la primer día.
If y'all watching and you hit the like, appreciate you.
El tema de hoy, nos vamos a entrar, hemos estado toda la pinche semana, ¿cuál va a ser el tema? Hablamos de esto, hablamos del otro. Yo creo que va a ser un mixteado, pero el tema principal va a ser como diferencias. Como un mexicano en Estados Unidos y un pinche mexicano, pero...
Medio chicano.
¿A qué edad dijiste? ¿Al año estuviste aquí? ¿Al año de nacido? ¿Qué edad tenías?
When I came over here, I think they said I was 6 months years old.
Mames, ni el año. O sea, es un mexicano, pero que no es mexicano, pero que sí es mexicano.
Sí.
Y yo un 100% pinche mexican, ¿verdad? So, ese va a ser el tema de hoy. Empezamos, habíamos dicho, chingo de hablar de miedo, pinches historias de terror. Y tú dices que tienes una que
Stories from
te hace
here,
que...
stories from over there.
Yeah.
So.
La Llorona de aquí, no, La Llorona de México y de, ¿cómo dijo pinche Rigo? ¿Cómo dijo? The Cry Woman, ¿quién sabe cómo dijo? Allá en México es La Llorona, aquí es The Cry Woman.
The Cry Woman.
Pues allá es, ¿dónde están mis hijos? Aquí, ¿cómo diría?
Where are my fucking kids? Where are my fucking kids?
God damn it. Yeah.
Necesito el child support.
Ponte este vato que no me mandó el child support.
What I do? Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, vamos a empezar con ese pedo, güey. A ver, quiero escuchar esa pinche historia de que dices que te da miedo. Porque digo, yo también tengo historias de miedo, pero no tanto así, que para que me asusten otra vez, más o menos, pero a ver,
Okay,
chingatela.
Alright, so in middle school, in my teenage years, 14, 15 or so, I used to go to Mexico a lot. Go stay with my cousins. My dad would drop me off at the beginning of summer, then pick me up back before I go back to school.
En Cadereyta Jiménez.
In Cadereyta. So my dad has family in Cadereyta, and then he also have family in a little rancho. It's called Palmitos.
Palmitos.
Okay, so I would go spend the night over there. Had some other cousins there, so sometimes I would go over there. Okay, so this thing happened in Palmitos. So
Los locos de Cadereyta.
yeah, Los Locos de Cadereyta. So on this occasion, my dad didn't take me. My grandparents were actually over here, and my dad sent us back in a bus. So I sat with my grandma. My grandpa sat by himself. And on the way to Mexico, my grandma was telling me stuff. Like, I would ask her questions because I've always been fascinated by ghosts, right? And stuff like that. So she was telling me about Palmitos. There was, people that would do that black magic. He would tell me stories about some guy that was doing black magic that one day he was just flying in the sky, right?
Y ¿sabes lo raro? Está raro ese pedo, porque todos los ranchitos de allá tienen la misma historia, güey.
They have a story.
O sea, todos se parecen. O sea, si dijeras, es que en ese rancho lo inventan, pero todos los ranchos tienen la misma historia, güey. O sea, no creo que sea algo inventado.
Pero
No se puede comprobar que sea cierto, pero hay chingo de
yeah.
coincidencias. Todos dicen lo
Yeah,
mismo.
it's
Todos
a
dicen,
coin- yeah,
uno del sur de México. No, güey, es que en el rancho pasaba esto. Dice, a la verga, eso también pasaba en el mío. O sea, todos cuentan la misma cosa que no es creíble, pero...
No, yeah, that's true. And so when she told me the story, just to break it down so it won't be too long. Yeah, he said that the guy was flying in the sky. Some of the guys had to go in a truck to catch up to him. He was going so fast. and I had to catch him, like rope him in, bring him in. They took him into the house, and he was just, you know, crazy, losing his mind, right? So I'm not gonna go too deep into that story, but that's how the conversation started. And then she would tell me, oh, with this, and then, you know, La Llorona, and, you know, stuff like that. There's stuff that she heard when she was little, and, you know, and then I was like, oh, okay, right. So I got myself started. So when I got over there, I remember talking to my cousins about it, and they would tell me at 9 o'clock every night there was a show. It's about scary stuff. You can call in and tell your story to the radio people, and kind of, you know, recollect, you know, the situation with them, and then people around the world can hear it, right? So that time I was staying in Palmitos with a padrino of mine. So he has a small house. I mean, the thing is small, right? So when you walk in the house like that, this is the kitchen, right? Hello, if you go on the left to the door, this is the room and the restroom. But if you go straight, instead of going in the door, you go straight. It's a little room, like a little rectangular room like this, right? So there was a little bed there. That's where I would stay. So on this wall on this right side, there's a window that you can see towards the window that's over here to the little thing. I'm telling you because that plays a part in my story. So I was staying in that room, and I had told my padrino, I said, hey, dude, can I get a radio so I can listen to the thing at night? Right? He was like, yeah. He said, yeah. He put a radio, and I slept with a fan all the time, like with a fan hitting me. I like the noise for some reason when I was young.
Te relaja.
Yeah. So it also helped with not hearing shit, like other stuff, footsteps or whatever, you know.
Sí, es cierto, güey.
Right? I mean, that's what I would do. Like, and I would not
Te
hear
olvidas,
nothing.
ya no escuchas los demás, se va a escuchar algo, pero ahí fue la abanico.
Yeah.
So, muy buena.
So that's a good one, right? So I turned everything on. I had everything going. I started listening, right? And behind the way I was laying in the room, I was laying like this, where the door's here to go back to the kitchen. I was laying like that. It's supposed to have glass, and it didn't have glass. Nomás tenía los covers.
Oh.
No, colchas nomás. Pero tenía los de esas where it's supposed to be the glass glued, but it didn't have it. I don't know if they broke it or what. Okay, cool. So I was laying there. Couldn't hear nothing because I had the fan. So I'm chilling, listening to the stories, and in some of them I'm like, dang, that's a good story. Like I start getting the chills. I was like, dang, man. So I'm just laying there. And then I'm out of nowhere, I hear Pepe, right? And I'm like, man, I said, and I was like, maybe I'm just, because I'm scared, because I'm listening to the thing.
Estás generando.
Right? Cool. Time passed by, y luego de repente there's Pepe. And I'm like, man, dude, like, okay, so it started getting real, right? Okay, so let me tell you another section of this. So in that pueblo, my padrino's house, the way it is, like if you go outside and go like maybe half a block, there's another house, there's other family members. They're all connected. It's a little small spot. Nobody was home, right? Everybody was at 15. I didn't know that until the next day, until I started asking questions. So I was laying there again. I was laying there, and then all of a sudden I hear, like, it got a little more like, Pepe. And I'm like, that one, I turned the radio off and I stood up. And I was like, man, what the fuck? Like, what the hell is that? Right? I left the radio off and everything. I lay down, and I'm like, okay, let me see if I hear something. I'm getting the chills right now. Hey, so he looked, and then again I hear, Pepe. And I jump up. I jump up that room, and I go to the kitchen, and I look at that window to look at the other window that doesn't have the window, right? Uh-huh. Right? Y estaba una luz ahí. There's a light right there. And there was nobody there. Nobody standing. And behind that, my padrino's house is monte. Like, it's black. Pitch black. So I was like, dude, if whoever's doing this is a fucking gangster, because I wouldn't be back there in the dark by myself trying to hide and messing with me, right?
Te vas a asustar más.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, whatever, right? And then, again, I lay down. Nothing for a while. I was like, okay, maybe it's just me. And then again, Pepe. And I was like, and like I froze. And I was like, what the fuck? And in my mind, I'm like, man, I just need to go to sleep. And then I was like, all right, so I started.
Bueno, y otra vez, nomás para aclarar, la persona más cerca de ti, ¿dónde estaba?
In my padrino's room, they were already asleep. That was
ellos estaban dormidos.
Yeah, ellos estaban dormidos, yeah. They were already laying down asleep. It was only that room and that little bitty room. And he has 2 daughters. It was him, his wife, and 2 daughters. And then their restroom is inside that room. So everything's right there. So they all sleep together. That's how they always have, right? So I lay down. I turn off everything. I left the fan on. I think I put it on high, matter of fact. And I tell you, I was sitting there. And then this is the one that I was like, I'm fucked. So I was laying there, y de repente, like, I feel like it was right here. Pepe! Like, I fucking jumped up. And then I went to the front door. Y oí como un carro estaba llegando, ¿verdad? Iba llegando un carro. And it was one of the other family members. So I opened the door and I stepped outside. And then by time I came to, I was already over there. That's how fast I ran, and I was so scared.
Es que con el miedo, vato, la adrenalina en ese rato. Y ya dijeras, dijeras, hubiera sido otro Pepe, y dices, puta madre, pero ya un grito en el oído, ya descartas, porque dices, si es voz bajita, alguien está atrás, güey, y te vas y te asomas, se esconde. Fuck, no puedes comprobarlo.
Yeah.
Pero ya un pinche grito, es como, güey, tengo que voltear y aquí estás, y no hay nadie.
Man, dude, I'm telling you, I got over there and they're like, and I told them, I said, hey, they're like, what's wrong? Like, what the hell? Because they're getting off their car and they're like, what the fuck? You know, I said, hey man, I heard somebody calling my name. They're like, there's nobody here. Everybody's still at the party. You and your padrinos are the only ones that didn't go. And I was like, man, I said, can I stay over here? And they're like, yeah. He's like, yeah, man, go ahead. You go to the room and go stay. And they were in the kitchen hanging out, talking. So me quedé dormido. I woke up the next day. And my padrino comes, hey, what the fuck, dude? Where the hell? Yeah, like, where the hell you going? And I told him what happened. He said, nah, somebody was fucking with you. And I was like, man, nah. And then I called my dad. And I think he was over here. And I told him, hey, motherfucker, come pick me up. I'm done with this. Like, come pick me up. And they was, ¿qué te pasó? And I said, pick me up. So my dad came. He came from Mexico. And he came and then, and then he told my grandma. And my grandma goes, algo lo está atacando, right? Somebody's attacking him. So they took me to a place in Cadreita, to a lady, una curandera. Yeah. And they hit you with the bushes.
Ajá, te estaba riendo.
Me barrieron por el huevo and everything. I was like, and then they cracked it inside the thing. And we were sitting there watching him. Se hizo como una calavera. Ugly. Like, I'm telling you, I can't remember a lot of stuff, but man, that stuff I can remember just. I mean, I was like, and then the curandera, she's like, somebody was, he said, maybe a bruja, something was after you. And I said, don't tell me that, man. Then I left for years and I didn't go back till when they did my sister's 15 there that I went, but I didn't go to the Palmitos. I didn't go at all. And guess what? Next to my padrino's house, my dad built his house right next to him. And my dad goes, vente para la casa. Hell no. I ain't going, dude. But man, I'm telling you, it was scary, dude.
Hay que hacer algo. Hay que grabar ahí un podcast de miedo. Ahí sí va a pegar con madre.
Háblame por FaceTime y yo lo haré.
Me pasas la dirección, yo voy y tú. ¿No te atreverías? ¿No te atreverías a ir?
Man, dude, I'm telling you, that shit terrified me, dude.
De donde yo vivo allá en México, queda como a 1 hora ese lugar.
I like ghosts.
No, traía con madre. ¿Tanto te gusta el miedo? Ahí sería un lugar.
That would be a good one.
Pero ya sería mucho de miedo, ¿no, güey?
Yeah.
Porque imagínate que empecemos así y luego de repente el micrófono para un lado. Y luego la cámara.
O de repente.
A la verga. No, imagínate. Otra vez escuchaba el piloyo. La red. A la verga.
Dude, I'm telling you, that was terrifying to me. I'm like, dude, how the fuck? And then I'm telling you, my dad called everybody. Like, who was messing with them? He's like, that fucked up. Like, no puede dormir. I couldn't sleep. So he called everybody and they're like, no. He's like, well, promise you, man, nobody messed with them. Like, you know, like, and I was like, man, fuck, I never went back. So, but, yeah, like, when I grew up a little bit more, well, not like years or nothing, but when I went back, in my house, it always been, in my old house, or my dad's old house, I would always hear stuff. But that is nothing compared to what I went through in Mexico, right? It's a difference. Pero in that house también había like crazy little shit, like you hear footsteps. But it's an old house, so you're like, maybe it's just the wood, right? So yeah.
No, pero eso, en como yo, en experiencias así de que paranormales, la casa de mi abuela era un piso solamente. Y arriba, ni empezaron, nomás dejaron unas escaleras para subir al techo. Y ya. Nos quedamos ahí siempre, de niño nos quedamos ahí mucho. En las noches, man. Te dormías, no había ruido. Y mi abuela tenía un pinche reloj de esos que...
Oh, man, those are fucking creepy, dude.
Esa madre te mete demasiado en la cabeza. O sea, empiezas como... concentrar tanto en ese sonido que empiezas a escuchar mucho más. Bueno, te dormías y yo siempre, güey, ahí siempre a la 1 o 2 de la mañana me despertaba y escuchaba que arrastraban varillas, bloques arriba.
Cadenas.
Y al siguiente día yo no preguntaba, nomás si me subía y dije... tiene que verse, si arrastraron un bloque, se va a ver donde... No había nada. Todas las noches, vato. Y era una colonia, no era un rancho, era una colonia... ¿Qué te gusta? Hay cuenta como en el taller que dijeras. Está chingo de casas, o sea... Alguien se va a ver, alguien te va a decir, andamos arriba de tu casa. Pero todos los pinches días que nos quedábamos, 2, 3 de la mañana despertaba.
Dude, that's tripped
Y
out.
en esa casa, donde apagaban la luz y mi abuela se dormía, sentías como que alguien te estaba viendo, como si te pusieran una cámara. Así, estás acostado y dices, esta madre, güey, me están guachando.
I know that feeling, dude.
Y en historias así que como la tuya, que dices que, tío, sí me da miedo, güey. Tenía unos 10, 12 años. Estaba chaparrito y bien gordito yo, güey, pero gordito, más gordito. Güey, estábamos en Reynosa, en el taller de mi papá. Y ya era viernes en la noche, ya íbamos para Monterrey, se había acabado la semana. Mi papá me dice, ve, cierra Era una trailer, tal cual, un pinche, no sé, una flatbed, por así decirlo, pero con caja. La tumbaron al piso y ahí le echaban candado y estaba la herramienta. Ve y ciérrala, no, pues ya está, pucho la de esta. La laqueo, donde voy a poner el candado, donde me agaché, me pasan la mano así por la espalda. Y yo, no, güey, y yo, lo primero fue como, ¡eh! Y cuando volteo, nadie. Y lo dije, nada, una rama. Nada. Mi papá estaba, ¿qué te gusta?
In that moment, that's where I would say, Fackin Chet.
Fackin Chet, exactamente. Eso es lo que quiere decir Fackin Chet. Güey, haz cuenta que la caja esa de mi papá estaba aquí y yo estaba en la entrada de la colonia. O sea, no sé, unos 300, 400 metros, no sé, güey, un pinche cuarto de milla. Estaba mi papá con la troca esperándome ya en la salida del taller. Corrí, güey. Estás hablando de un niño de 14, 12, 13 años. ¿Cuánto te gustaba que pesaba? Pesaba un chingo. Yo creo que pesaba lo que peso ahorita. Y chaparro. Corrí, vato, como no tienes una idea. O sea, yo nunca me había visto correr tan rápido.
That adrenaline is just...
Pero gacho, porque te digo, fue un... ¡Eh! Ay, no hay nadie. Una rama. No hay un perro árbol aquí. Fue hecho madre, güey. Pero gacho. Y es así... Me subí, mi papá me vio, ¿qué tienes? ¿Por qué vienes corriendo? Nada. Y ya en el camino, papá, es que estaba ahí y me agarraron la espalda. No pasa nada, mi papá, para que no me diera más miedo. Pero eso sí ha sido de la que algo me ha tocado. He escuchado ruidos, he escuchado que me hablan. He escuchado, ¿no te ha pasado que a las pinches, a los sueños que he tenido así, güey, de miedo? Que estoy acostado, estoy dormido y sueño que me estoy viendo.
Like sleep paralysis?
I don't fucking know.
Sleep
Pero
paralysis es cuando dices que you're awake but you can't move.
Bueno, esa es una. Esa me pasaba en una edad de 15, 16 años todos los perros días, güey. Estaba acostado y despertaba, veía así todo lo que estaba a mi lado. Y luego yo veía a alguien que me estaba viendo, güey, me quería mover o gritar y yo abría la boca.
But nothing will come out.
Esos eran los feos, pero no, los más feos, o sea, los sueños más feos que he tenido es como, yo estoy dormido, ¿va? Sé cómo está mi cama. Abro los ojos y yo me estoy viendo acostado, o sea, como si yo estoy parado así viéndome. Y me asusto y está la luz prendida, o sea, güey, es algo que dices, aquí estaba alguien, estoy seguro que aquí estaba alguien.
Yeah.
Porque yo no dejé, no sé, esa pinche agua así, hay algo. Y es bien gacho, güey, porque es como, chinga, ¿cómo me puedo imaginar a mí durmiéndome? Es bien raro, y cuenta que me imaginé así, me despierto y estoy así. Es como, fuck.
Yeah, thank God I haven't had, like, I've never had.
¿Pero
like,
has tenido
sleep
parálisis de
paralysis.
sueño?
I've gotten scared, like if you wake up and you're scared and I just can't move, but not like the actual sleep paralysis
Like,
where you're wide awake but you just can't move for a while. I've never had that.
Hey.
But that sounds scary, dude. Like, I mean, I've never been touched, but just with the talk, like the calling my name and you know, a few things, but man, that's.
Mi papá tiene una historia hablando así de nombres, me la contó, dice que estaba joven y en las grabadoras de antes, ¿no? Compró un cassette, era un cassette que tenía una canción que le gustaba un chingo. Y llegó del jale y dice, no, y me metí a bañar, me voy a dormir unas 2 horas para despertar, irme para la fiesta. Puso la grabadora, se acostó, puso la canción. Y ahí estaba mi papá cantando, se acabó, puso la canción para atrás otra vez la misma. Dice, chingo de veces. Y si ya me estaba quedando dormido, dije, no, ya ahora sí para dormirme, déjala, pongo otra vez. Y dice que así donde le puso play se escuchó, ¡ah, chingada madre con la misma! Y se asustó, dice que sintió algo diferente, güey. Se asoma por la ventana, no hay nadie, estaba en el segundo piso. No hay nadie y la pinche canción nunca se puso, o sea, estaba el cassette así. Pero que le dijeron, chingada madre, la misma.
Ya se cansó el pinche Ghost, dijo, ya me
La
cansé esta
apagó
canción.
y se fue mejor de una vez. No faltó la fiesta como quiera. Pero ya,
Oh,
a escuchar voces así tal cual, a la madre, no.
Yeah.
Yo creo que no tengo una tan así que me hayan dicho mi nombre, güey. A lo mejor sí el respiración de alguien o...
Yeah.
Hey, pero ya tu nombre...
It's even creepy, like, but you know what would be worse, like when you hear a kid's voice.
Vato.
Hey. Like I would have been like, hey, motherfucker, get away from me, motherfucker.
¿Y sabes qué es lo peor? Yo que así veo poquitos videos, no me meto mucho porque luego me gancho. Cuando es niños, son demonios, según.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I keep hearing. Son como... Hay unos que le dicen Jinn o algo así. Es un tipo de demon.
De demonios, sí. Que
Pero
usa...
esos son de allá de India, algo así. Dijeron que le dicen jinns o algo así. Pero esos... They
Pero
turn into like people,
aquí,
like girls.
¿Aquí te ha pasado algo?
Aquí en la casa esa digo que nomás you hear footsteps. Una vez jugando, ya que más grande, me pasaba en el pinche teléfono talking, to girls back in the days, when I was in school. Y un día era tarde, 2, 3 in the morning. And I remember I used to tell my stories to my friends, and my friends would tell people, and then girls would be like, hey, I heard your house is a little bit haunted. I said, well, you can hear shit. I said, but, I mean, I'm not going to say I physically saw anything, because I never did, right? And I made a joke, and then I was like, if I knock on the wall, they'll knock back, like, turn around, and listen, tum, tum, tum. Y así, tum, tum. Así me dijeron, ¿verdad? 2 in the morning, it's like, everybody's asleep, and I was like, I froze. But then I was like, and they're like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, and I just started talking, and I kind of like, oh shit, like, whatever, cool. So this is the stuff that was happening. So once I got into high school, I was, I was into collecting cars, like the muscle cars and Cadillacs, all that. Todos. There were some cars that would sell them they were called Dubs. I think they were called Dub City. Sí. So I had a bunch of those that I would put on my dresser, así con los tenis. Like I used to like the.
Ahora son los Funkos.
Yeah.
Antes eran
los carros de esos y los tenis, my J's. I would put them on the thing y todo el pedo. So I bought them just to adorno, just to fucking stage them. One day I went to school, and then I came back, and my mom goes, hey, you're not a fucking little kid no more. I said, what are you talking about? She's like, why are your cars in a circle in your room? They were in a circle. Somebody put them in a circle, and I said, no, that wasn't me. And I was like, she's like, whatever, right? And I guess she put them back on my dresser. Cool, right? And I was just like, weird. So my mom would always say that she thinks it was a kid, right? And then one day, I didn't know about this. My mom never told me until later on that when we were a little bit more younger, we were riding our bikes outside, and she didn't know. And somebody came in and washed her hands, right? So my mom estaba lavando trastes, she was washing dishes, and somebody went in there, she just kind of, and then, and then she was, hey, ya va a estar la comida, and then she goes, Pepe, Gladys, and we're outside, and we come, and what's up? She goes, ¿quién se lavó las manos? Like, dude, we've been on our bikes this whole time, like, what the... Somebody put the white, he said, manillas blancas, put their hands in there and washed their hands.
No mames.
Dude, I was like, that gave Shopkin the
¿Pero tu mamá todavía tiene esa misma casa?
No, that's the old, no, they sold that house.
Lo bueno. Porque esa no te voy a decir, vamos ahí porque ahorita podemos ir y nada. Mejor
no, it was like little things like that, you know what I mean?
Bueno, me acordé de una buena. Esa tiene que ver entre yo y mi hermana, nomás somos dos, mi hermana mayor. En México... La casa, ahorita no, la que tenía antes mi papá. Yo y mi hermano dormíamos en el mismo cuarto. Frente a este mismo, en la cama de ella y la cama mía, el pasillo en medio y salías por la puerta. Bueno, yo dormía del lado de la puerta, frente ahí, esa, y ahí está la puerta. Mi hermana de este lado. Un día de esos despierto, güey, y siempre dormíamos con la puerta abierta. Despierto y en la puerta esa había luz como de la luna, ¿verdad? Algo, había luz. Despierto. Y ese mono, esa persona es muy conocida y aquí también. A un vato de como gabardina, ¿no sabes qué es gabardina? Como un pinche saco, güey, como un suéter pero largo hasta abajo. Y un sombrero negro.
Como una, what do they call it? They call it, es como unos que usan la jacket, it's like a big black jacket,
ajá.
Así,
Y un sombrero, pero no vaquero, güey, sino como un sombrero así flat, todo. Y así parado y no le veía la cara, solo era una cosa negra, güey. Me despierto y lo veo. Y es como, bye, ya dormí. Al siguiente día no dije nada, mi hermana ya se había levantado, estaban comiendo allá abajo. Voy allá abajo y mi hermana, en lo que bajo, le está contando a mi mamá que se despierta, ve a un señor ahí y que se sentó con ella.
What the fuck?
Y que mi hermana nomás le hizo, Güey, al escuchar eso, porque dices, puede ser una pesadilla, puede ser algo, pero te lo describe alguien que ni le estás preguntando, porque si yo te digo, ¿viste el fantasma? Sí, sí lo vi, puro pedo. Pero bajas y escucho eso, güey. Puta madre, o sea, ya todas las noches era, me voy a acostar y a dormirme, o sea, ya no era como, voy a ponerme el teléfono en la computadora, no, la noche para dormirme. Y me acuerdo que duré mucho tiempo durmiendo en el cuarto de mis papás, porque vato, es demasiado real lo que vi, y luego ya que mi hermana me diga lo mismo, es como, Y esa casa, en la cabeza de nosotros estaba la ventana, y todas las noches, güey, y te soy sincero, nunca chequé. Nunca le dije a mis papás, nunca, ni mi hermana. A lo mejor mi hermana se va a acordar, pero nunca checamos. En la ventana de nosotros, si hubiera como si tuvieras agarrado una cadena en la ventana, y la cadena siempre está como... Todas las noches. Y nunca se me ocurrió salir afuera de la casa y ver. Nunca. Pero ya es tiempo, cuando nos fuimos ahí, fue como... chingue, ese ruido. Y yo sabía, no, es que hay una cadena colgada. Pero ¿quién te dijo? Pero sí, en esa casa fue la historia más fea. Güey, en esa misma casa me acabo de acordar, con madre. En esa misma casa, era un domingo, mis papás, vamos a ir allá para afuera. No, yo me quiero que con los amigos jugando en la calle, ¿verdad? No, está bueno. Ahí estábamos jugando, vamos a la tienda a comprar papitas y galletas y la madre. Está bueno, me tenía que meter a la casa, agarrar el dinero. Me meto a la casa, voy subiendo las escaleras para mi cuarto. Y en mi cuarto está la puerta abierta, ¿va? Y un niño, una persona, algo chiquito le hace...
Oh, hell no.
Güey, igual. Las pinches escaleras eran, no sé, 20 steps. A la verga los 20 steps. 1, 2, 3 y me salí y dije, hey, no traigo dinero, yo aquí los espero. Y ahí estaba sentado yo afuera de la casa, yo, güey, bien cagado. Y ya los camaradas, uno ya le habló a su mamá, porque era domingo. Otro ya le habló a su mamá, y otro ya le habló a su mamá, y que ya se metieran, y yo afuera de la casa. Mis papás no llegaban, dije, yo no me voy a meter. Creo que no les conté, Creo que no les conté. Este recuerdo lo tenía bien bloqueado.
And what if they were the kid goes to the door? Hey, motherfucker, come inside. Come on. I'm waiting on you.
No, güey, no.
¿Y los chips? ¿Y los chips?
¿No trajiste papitas, culo? Y ya mis papás llegaban como a las 11, 12 de la noche y yo estaba ahí sentado allá afuera. ¿Por qué no te metes? Las luces apagadas porque no me quise ni meter a prender las luces, güey.
A couple that like I remember, then I don't remember. Like another one that happened in Mexico. This one's kind of creepy. Like it's weird because at my grandpa's house in Palmito, not in Palmitos, in actual Cadereyta, it's a little city, so it's like a bunch of houses. It ain't nothing, you know. So at my grandpa's house, 2 houses down, my dad's brother, my uncle, owned that house, but he bought it, but he would never come. Like he would come, but he wouldn't. Yeah, but it was his, but it was empty. And I remember they would talk about it was a 1-story house, but there was a room that had stairs, but they never built the second part, like the second story, right? So it was just cement right there, right? But the stairs would go up and it would just hit the cement. And I remember somebody was saying that like sometimes at night, I guess if you walk by, you could hear like toys falling down the stairs, right? Puro pedo, like to us, like puro pedo. And then my cousins were all, most of them were all guys, you know, a couple girls, but more guys than anything. We were all, let's go in the house. And the only way to get in is if in the back they had to, by the where they wash dishes, the window had like, it was big enough for us to slide in because we're all skinny. So he was like, let's go inside there and let's just play hide and seek, right? So we went in there.
Y no tenía luz la casa, me imagino.
Huh?
No tenía luz.
¿Sí? No, I think it was on. I think it was on. But it was during the day, so no estaba oscuro. So when we went in there was stuff like my uncle's stuff, and then you know those closets, the ones that have, they just open like this, and it just has a keyhole like that to unlock it, right? It just opens and you just hang your clothes. Okay, it was like that. El ropero. Yes, like that. So it was one of those, and I remember one time when we were hiding, I was like, man, okay, where am I gonna go? And then I went into one of those. I opened it and I jumped inside, right?
Y eso es lo peor que pudiste haber hecho.
Yes. So I'm hiding, right?
¿Has visto las películas de terror, Josecito?
Man, dude, like I just in the moment I didn't think of it. Right?
Es que la adrenalina no pasa nada y también como que quieres sentir.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I got in there and no, nothing. I could hear nothing. I was like, y de repente I could hear someone coming in the room, like like somebody's looking for me, and I was like, oh, it's one of my cousins looking for me. And I'm like, yeah, chingue. And I was like, as long as they don't open the door, you open it. Like it went away, right? They ran away. So I open it and I come out and I go into the rest of the house, and I'm like,
the fuck?
I'm by myself. Everybody's gone, you know. Los pinches chills. Everybody was gone. I was like, what the fuck? Y que me voy. I jumped through that window. And I go back to my grandma's and everybody's chilling and they were laughing. I don't know if they planned it or what. And I told them, somebody went in there looking for me. I heard the fucking steps. And they're like, hey, dude, as soon as we said, hey, everybody, hi, we all fucking took off. And I was like, fuck.
Ah, la madre.
But I only heard. I didn't see nothing. Just all I did was hear those steps.
Yeah. Es que eso te va a dejar pensando. Te pudieron aplicado, a lo mejor te hicieron una broma, pero...
And then later on, like a little bit later on, and months went by, and I think we went back one time, and I remember one of my dad's sisters, she moved into that house, and my dad would always like, hey, vete quedar con tus tías. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I would go to the gate, and I wouldn't go past the gate. I wouldn't even go inside the house. I said, nah, I'm good. And my dad goes, ¿Qué traes, man? I'm good. I just stayed at my grandma's.
Ahí no te pasa nada.
At my grandma's? No, we were just we were the cousins when we would stay at my grandma's. We would say scary stories and shit like that. But we'll never.
Como yo tengo una historia con mis primos de terror, pero no es de fantasmas. Te lo voy a contar. Es un chingo de miedo. Es la historia más de miedo que tengo, pero no es de fantasmas. Tenía 14, 15 años. Iba manejando el carro de mi papá, era un Golf. Creo que era un Golf, Volkswagen Golf. Estándar. O sea, andaba ahí presumiendo. Era yo, un primo y otro primo. Voy manejando y se me ocurre en la colonia esa de mi abuela irme a una calle donde hay puras empresas, pero todas estaban cerradas, puros pinches buildings grandes, pero todo cerrado. Y en una de esas, pues, Toretto, va, rápido y furioso. Yeah. Voy manejando, pago el freno de mano y hago completamente la vuelta y me quedo parado. Bueno, lo hice donde estaba un carro pinche John que ya no tenía llantas y la madre. Se baja un vato del asiento de atrás, saca la pistola, nos apunta a los tres. Así, directo a la ventana a mí, pero al pasajero, ¿eh? Yo empiezo a decirle, hey, no. Y el primo que va al lado mío se queda así congelado, güey. Pero congelado, lo vio y se quedó así. El primo de atrás lo que hace es baja la ventana, se pincha así. Y el vato ya cuando baja la ventana, ve puro huerco. Oiga, no. El vato nomás así como, lárguense a la chingada. Sepa qué va, pero como, pum. Manejé el pinche carro como si fuera un Corvette, güey.
Yeah.
Llegamos a la casa de mi abuela, parqueamos el carro allá afuera y era como nos vemos a la placa y, güey, ¿y si vino el vato por nosotros? Fue unas pinches 2-3 horas de terror, güey. Porque aún recuerdo la pinche pistola, recuerdo así como estaba las cachas. Yo creo que era alguien que vendía dulces a la gente. Y ese era su lugar. Y llega un carro así, ¿qué vas a pensar? ¿Vienen por ti?
Yeah.
Esa es la historia de más miedo que me acuerdo. Porque estaba pensando, ¿cuál es la historia de más miedo? Pero esa es, güey. No tiene que ver con fantasmas, pero recordar la pistola mojosa, traía madera en los lados.
Yeah. I have a similar story, but it's not like that. It wasn't being at the wrong place or nothing like that. It was just I used to live in North Carolina. Y vivíamos en an area that, I used to live in North Carolina and Atlanta, Georgia.
What the fuck? Nunca has dicho eso. O sea, tú no eres...
No,
no llegaste a Houston.
Yeah, we came to Houston and then my dad moved to North Carolina because I think he had family over there.
Okay.
And they were gonna give him work, you know.
El jale está allá.
Illegal y todo el pedo, you know, so he would work at the chicken plant. He's in La Pollera.
Sí, La Pollera.
So when we went over there, we lived in a trailer park. In a trailer, right? And it was mixed, you know, Mexicans, white, blacks, you know. But we were all meet together in the middle in the little field and play football, whatever, you know, soccer. And I remember this one kid one time, we were playing and then we were arguing and stuff like that. And then I was just sitting down and de repente I just hear like something, and the little kid had a gun. Dang. Put it to my head and I was like, what the fuck? Like,
¿qué tan rápido se hubiera ido el...
I was like, dude, what the hell? I stayed calm because I felt like yo lo conocía. I knew him. It's just weird that happened. Like I just out of nowhere, right? So he put it away and then he left. And I just remember going home and I went to go grab my bat. I'm about to go fuck him up. Según yo, in my mind at that time.
Sí.
But then after that, my mom kind of got scared and she was like, you ain't gonna go out there no more. And, you know, shit like that. But I remember when you said about the gun, and I remember about that. But I'm like, I mean, it could have been a fake gun. I didn't look. I don't know. I was a kid. I don't know if it was a real gun, but I just felt it, and I looked, and I was like, now that I'm older and I know what a gun looks like, I'm kind of like, was a fucking gun. I was like, I wouldn't be here right now talking to y'all.
Ya, güey. So, tan rápido que puede pasar las
pinches cosas. Like I said, not even at the wrong place. We're all playing. We're all kids. You know?
Como habíamos dicho, las diferencias. ¿Cómo es aquí moverte de escuela? ¿Estabas en la escuela en Houston y luego se fueron para allá o todavía no estabas en la escuela?
I don't think I was in school yet.
Todavía no, estabas chiquillo todavía.
Yeah, I was still young. I was still too small, and then I started going to school over there in North Carolina, because I think it was called Baldwin Elementary. That's where I used to go. And then I remember I made it to fifth grade there, and then I remember I was always real quiet. No, I'm not social like I was now, but back then I was real quiet. Not a lot of people paid attention to me, so I liked this little girl, right? And then finally this girl kind of, I don't know how we ended up talking, and we finally kind of, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend, stupid shit, right? And I remember she was like, hey, are you going to go to the dance? There was going to be a dance. Middle school dance? No, not middle. It was a middle school.
Como una party de la escuela.
Elementary dance, yeah, but it's like
sí.
When you go to the gym and they just hang out music,
En México no existe el gym, pero tenemos esos.
Yeah, so that Friday that was supposed to be the dance, I found out Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't remember the exact day where I found out, but my dad told me, hey, we're moving to Houston.
No, man.
I was like, fuck.
¿Qué edad fue tu primer novia?
I think it was her.
¿Qué edad tenías?
Whatever the fuck it was, 13 or
¿Pero es quinto grado?
Yeah, fifth grade. So what is that, like?
Según yo, secundaria.
I think it was
como 10?
10, okay, so it's not around there. I don't remember the exact. I just know it was fifth grade because I remember it was fifth grade dance. Isn't it? In those times, there was when people used to wear those Jinko pants, the ones that were big, like break dancers would wear.
Uh-huh.
That's how I remember. Like it's around that time. It's been forever. So.
A la madre. Bueno, pero fuiste al baile.
No. So during that week, I don't know how she found out, and during lunch, she's like, "Hey, I heard you're moving to Houston." I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're not gonna go to the dance?" I said, "I don't know." And I didn't even get to say bye. And I was thinking, maybe my dad will wait or he'll let me go. Remember, I got out of school, he picked me up, and all the stuff was in the car. He's like, let's go. I was like, what the fuck?
A mí nunca me tocó cambiarme de escuela, pero se hace sentir gacho, ¿no? Porque me imagino que tienes amigos.
Yeah, I had friends.
Y de todos ellos ya no sabes nada.
No.
Ni un amigo.
Nothing. No connection. And that's even there, we used to have this white family that used to babysit us because both parents worked, and they were really cool people. Like the guy was into muscle cars. He was always outside doing donuts, like working on cars. And then the kids were about our age, me and my sister's age. So we linked up. I mean, we were close friends. Like it would have been cool to find out how they're doing. You know what I mean? But no, we just took off and that was it. I had a couple of friends and I had them.
Güey, porque 10 años se me hace bien morro, güey. También es una diferencia de acá. Porque, ¿qué te gusta, güey? A mí mi primer novio habrá sido... Yo creo que para ti es... Secundaria para mí es 6, 7, 8. Como 8, grado 8. Grado 8, 9, yo creo que fue mi primer novia. Pero... ya eran, ¿qué? 13, 14 años. Porque en quinto año, güey, yo todavía andaba partiéndome la madre jugando fútbol, corriendo.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's... The guy that I was hanging out with, he was in my grade, but he had a little girlfriend and, stuff like that.
Ya, pero acá es bien, así con todos los que he platicado, no, como en quinto grado, cuarto
grado.
Yeah,
like, it's strange, like, now that I think about it, it's kind of strange. You're too young, like, how are you gonna even know to date, like, you know what I mean? Some people just grow up fast.
Pero como tan chiquillo, ¿cómo vas a saber le voy a pedir que sea mi novia? O sea, ¿qué tenían acá que los adelantaban? Yeah. Porque ya era como, estabas en quinto grado, le hablan a las niñas, es niña, o sea, si te juntabas con niñas era peor, güey. Si te juntabas con niñas era peor, todos iban a reír de ti, porque ese güey se junta con las niñas, es niña. Es como, no, o sea, y ya en segundo, tercero de secundaria, que viene siendo 8, 9, ya es como, si no has tenido a tu novia...
It's true, now that I think about it, damn, like, what the fuck? But, because I remember good, because when we got over here, I went to 6th grade. I went to Marshall Middle School. Is that Está up to Airline over there.
Oh.
Pero es en el barrio. En
la tía Pancha.
No.
Airline.
Oh, más para acá.
Pero es
yeah,
por ahí,
pero
¿no? Es por
para
ahí.
allá, para allá. Yeah. I remember I went to school there for one semester because there's 2 semesters in school here, right? The first half, you know, from the beginning of school, August to December, that's
la
one semester.
Lo más que en México es 6 bimestres, que es 2 meses, o sea, es
Ah, okay. So
el año en 6 times.
Yeah. So over here I went half a semester, so I mean a half a school year. So
Sí,
one
un
semester,
semestre.
Then I had to change schools again. My dad moved again. I just so
Está gacho,
I had to make friends again, dude. So it was real hard on me, dude. Like, cause
Pero no te afecta, güey. No sé, no me imagino. Yo nunca fui ese. Pero a mí sí me tocó ver al vato que lo metían al salón. Hey, es el nuevo. Ya tenemos todos 3 meses juntos. Ya son bien amigos unos, ya son bien enemigos otros. Y llega el nuevo y es como... Nadie le va a hablar.
yeah.
Y fíjate, no me acuerdo de ellos. A lo mejor, no sé, se volvieron a cambiar de escuela.
You know, it's funny, but like me going through that, it made me who I am. Because I remember when I was going, I was like, dude, like nobody would talk to me, and I was like, I wouldn't want that one person to come, hey, what's up, man? Come sit with us, you know, nothing. So I was like, what the fuck, like, and then or they'll be like, so you're the new guy? Where'd you come from? I'm like, came from Marshall. Where the fuck is that at? I said, it's up north. Oh, okay, you know, whatever, right? And then it took me a while. 6th grade, it was kind of bad because it was like I didn't talk to people, and then when I went to 7th grade, that's when I started kind of like you know. So this channel that we have right now, it's gonna be called the Fackin Chet.
Yep.
We're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. So every time we link up together, that's what we're gonna call it when we're kicking it, you know. And then, you know, obviously Tony's gonna have his own thing on his own, and then I'm gonna have mine, chilling with Alpha.
Voy a dejar aquí el canal de TikTok, de YouTube, de Twitch, de acá de mi compa Josecito. Así se va a llamar esta madre. Va a estar en mi canal o en el canal de él. Se va a llamar Fackin Chet. Porque cada que pasa algo en el día a día de nosotros es Fackin Chet.
Fackin Chet. There's always something, so that's all we say after anything. Anything is just
Estamos en Twitch. Bueno, yo estoy en Twitch. A veces jugando, a veces Warzone o un poquito de todo. El camarada también le entra al Warzone, le entra multiplayer,
everything.
Ahí tiene sus lives para que se pasen.
Yeah. So, I mean, either channel, you can get a hold of us. Tell us what you want to hear about, what our opinions on something, any topic, whatever. We'll do our best to try to talk about what y'all thinking. I mean, you know, I my channel, I'm gonna be talking about a little bit of everything. It's gonna be random like this, but I like to talk sometimes. You know, I feel like that's my gift, you know, just talking, and I feel like like sometimes, you know, I remember I used to go on Mondays driving to work, and I used to hate going to work, right? And I remember not having the radio on, no nothing, and just going to work thinking like, this fucking sucks, man. And I'm telling you, because when it was cold, it's cold. When it's hot, you know. But with time, I'm in a better position. I'm not gonna talk too much into that, but better position, and now I see things a different way, and now I'm thinking like I'm glad I didn't give up. So with me talking like this, that's gonna be my pocket. I'm gonna be talking, you're gonna be chilling with me, I'm gonna be telling you stuff like what I go through, what I see people go through, and that, you know, try to help anybody out there that going through what I went through, you know, that they're trying to give up, you know, I mean, don't ever give up. So, you know, that's just kind of a little taste of what I'm gonna be doing. I might even throw in some sports because I love me some sports, and then all the other times I'm gonna be here cutting it up with Tony, and we might be cutting it up on the game. So, you know, make sure y'all subscribe and hit that like button. Communicate with us. Tell us what y'all want to talk about, and you know, and if anybody out there that maybe if y'all here long enough, maybe we can bring y'all on the channel one day. Come kick it with us, you know, and just let us know. And another thing,
voy a hacer la pausa.
Chepe, when you bring your ass on the channel.
Para que se pasen, también va a estar el canal del compa Sejudeando ahí en la descripción del video. Ahí el vato se dedica a llevar puros artistas, puros músicos mamalones, por así decirlo. Bueno, eso fue todo por hoy. Se habló de todo, se habló de nada. Esperemos que podamos siguiendo tener temas, topics cada semana. Cada semana o cada 2 semanas, ojalá podamos grabar, sacar nuevos videos.
Get a good schedule.
Para ponernos serios con este pedo. Obviamente también la promesa de traer a Big Flake sigue en pie.
Yeah, slowly but surely, we're working on it. You know, schedules all over the place. You know what I mean? But once we can get something dialed down where we can start being more frequent, y'all will get more content. You know, we'll start posting more frequently. You know, we try to get together. That's the main thing. Like, try to be in the same room. But, you know, if y'all would like to get more contact faster, then sometimes we're going to have to do something maybe through the internet, you know, through online and try to figure it out. But, you know, as he said, this is Fackin Chet. You know, I really love that name because that's exactly what we say all the time. You know, everything's like Fackin Chet. You know what I mean? So it's,
pasa algo bueno, Fackin Chet.
Yeah.
Pasa algo malo, Fackin Chet.
So it can mean anything. It can mean anything. You know, you could be surprised, you could be happy, you could be sad.
Surprise.
Yeah, de todo, everything. You know what I mean? So, but thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like, help us out.
Ahí estamos, gente. Pásense por todos los canales, denle like, follow. Y ahí estamos. Nos vemos a la otra,
Later.
Estamos.